my friend Doc Martin here. So far, I've shared with you the 6 components of a healthy lifestyle: nutrition, physical activity, sleep, stress management, cognitive growth, and social networks. I've talked about why New Year's resolutions fail and how habits actually change the structure of your brain. And I've introduced you to the habit loop, hopefully to help you better understand a bit more about how habits work. So, what's next? Now, let's take a look at the habit formation process. I'm going to provide a quick overview in this session of the 7-step process. In later videos, I will go into each one into detail. Each of the 7 steps will be really explicated. Are you ready? So let's get started. Step 1, clarify values and aspirations. Your values are your guiding compass. They are a part of you. They highlight what you stand for. The question to ask yourself is, how much do you value a healthy lifestyle? And why? Something to think about. And again, we'll go into a lot more detail in a section on values and goals in a future episode. Now, once you've clarified your values, you need to get clear on your aspirations, your outcomes, your long-term goals. These are abstract desires, like I want to be healthier, I want to eat healthier. The next year, I want to lose 20 pounds. What is your dream? What results do you want to achieve? Word of advice here is dream big, but start small. We'll spend a lot of time on this step with values and goals. That'll be our next video. Step 2, identify positive examples of the habit or habits. We're still on H in the habit model. Make a list of specific positive health habits, and then rate the positive habits on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being very easy and 5 being very hard. I'll give you some examples. Eat yogurt every day. Scored it a 2. Drink more water during the day. A 1, easy. Eat a good breakfast. 4. It's getting pretty hard. Eat a fruit a day. Well, that'd be a 3. Have a low-fat, high vegetable content dinner. A 5, very difficult. So pick 1 to 3, preferably 1 to start with, of the new specific habit from your list. They have to have 3 qualities. You want to do it. Is it effective in leading you to your dreams, your aspirations? And 3, is it pretty easy to do? Step 3, find a good prompt for your new habit. Make it obvious. This is T, the trigger, T in the habit model. 3 ways of doing this. 1 is use implementation intention, which is a fancy word for just saying if-then plans. Have an if-then plans. If stands for the cue, and then stands for your planned response. For example, if I'm hungry for a mid-morning snack, then I'll choose a piece of fruit. Another way to do it is, which is similar to implementation, is to anchor your new habit in an existing habit. Find a solid routine that you can anchor the new behavior to. It's an after or when I will blank blank. So after I brush my teeth, I will floss my teeth. When I make my breakfast, I will get out a cup of yogurt with my meal. Another one is design the environment to make it obvious. We notice our cues when they stand out. Want to eat more fruit? Put them on the counter where they're in view. Want to exercise more? Put your exercise clothes right next to the bed so you get in them right away. Eat more yogurt? Put yogurt on the main shelf in the front of the refrigerator. Step 4, up your motivation. Make it attractive. Motivation is M in the habit model. One way to do this is to identify the pros and cons. Make a list of the pros and a list of the cons. Do the pros outnumber the cons? If not, If there's more cons than pros, brainstorm how to eliminate some of the cons. Another way is it's called take a hypothetical lick over the fence. For example, imagine if you developed the habit, what it would look like. Like, I will feel healthier and more energetic right after breakfast. Third way of doing it is implement what is called behavior momentum. Do something you enjoy before doing the new habit. I'll have a sip of coffee before I start to eat my yogurt. Step 5, develop the routine. Make it easy to do. Routine is R in the habit model. Ask yourself, what makes this behavior hard to do? How can I make this behavior easier? One way, start small. Make the behavior tiny. You can follow the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, make it less than 2 minutes. You could just make it the first step in a change of behaviors. I'll buy 1 week of yogurt at the grocery store and put it in the front shelf of my refrigerator. I will get down on my hands and knees to prepare for a push-up. Or you can scale the habit back. How can I reduce the size of this behavior? Well, I will eat a cup of yogurt 1 time a week. I will do 1 push-up today. Another way to do this is to prime the environment. Prepare your environment to make future actions easier. Make a week of prepared dinners. Use post-it notes to do the new habit. Hang them in your mirror, your refrigerator, your computer. Finally, rehearse, repetition. Practice not only makes perfect, but practice, repetition makes the behavior easier and automatic. Step 6, reward yourself. Make it enjoyable. Reward, the second R in the habit model. Reward yourself immediately. The timing of the reward matters. Unanticipated rewards in the form of a future paycheck bonus or a trophy you get like at the end of the season are nice, but they don't form habits. They don't rewire your brains. The delay between action and reward may explain the limited success of interventions that people pay to be healthier. Healthcare programs often give people money to quit smoking or lose weight. We'll do it while we're getting paid, but soon as pay goes away, the exercise program stops. When these programs fail to form habits, they motivate you a little bit, but they're not the kind of rewards that form new habits. Rewards need to occur immediately, within a second if possible. But they also need to have another component. Rewards must be delivered with intensity. That is, with lots of emotion. Emotional intensity releases dopamine in the brain, and it is dopamine that encodes the new habit. And finally, the variability of the rewards is also important. I will get that into more detail when I do the video on rewards, but for now, just ask yourself, why are slot machines so powerful? It's not just the reward, but the variable schedule of reinforcement that is important. You don't get a payoff every time you pay the slots, but you do once in a while when you win. That's a variable schedule of reinforcement. You can start with a consistent pattern of reinforcement. Once the habit starts to begin to get formed, move into a variable schedule. Then ask yourself the following. After these 6 steps, do you do the new habit as planned? Hey, yes, yes, celebrate. Hey, I did it. Wow. If no, go to the next step. And the next step is troubleshooting. There's 4 steps in the troubleshooting of a new behavior. Try each step in order, and the order is important. First of all, check to see whether there is a trigger, the T, to do the behavior. Then see if you can do the routine. Is it too difficult? Thirdly, is your consequence a strong, immediate emotional reaction? Are you celebrating your successes? And fourth, see if you have the desire, that is, am I motivated to the behavior? Now, notice that fussing around with motivation is the last step in the troubleshooting order. In many cases, you'll find your lack of doing the behavior is not a motivation issue at all. You can usually solve the behavior by finding a good prompt or making the behavior easier. Now, I will go into each of the 7 steps in much more detail, but for now, I think we've covered enough. It's a lot so far, but don't worry, we'll go at it one step at a time. Throughout this series of videos on habit and healthy lifestyle, I will at times sometimes recommend books or post some interesting articles. For today, I'd like to recommend a book by Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business. It's a fascinating and fun book to read, full of great information and suggestions. The link is below. So, question of the day. Have you tried to develop a new healthy habit? What are some of your questions about it? I'm excited to make this series a little better, so post your comments below. What are your challenges and questions about developing healthy habits? I hope you found some of what I talked about interesting and informative. There's a lot more to come. So please hit the like and subscribe button below and turn on that little bell next to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future topics. I think you will really love them. Well, thanks for watching. And until we meet again, just keep on trucking.